Let's go to Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina. She's concerned about some of the tax hikes in that infrastructure plan. So many, she says, that they could reverse the job gains that we have been seeing, maybe stop them altogether. Congresswoman, very good to have you. Thank you.
Good morning, Neil. Thank you for having me on this morning.
So let's talk a little bit about what of those tax hikes bothers you the most, or is it collectively all of them?
Well, the $2 trillion infrastructure package that they're talking about, that they're proposing to the American people, has very little to do with transportation and infrastructure. And to do it, this will be the largest tax hike in American history. In the middle of a pandemic, I can't think of a worse idea than that right now at this time. And unemployment is at 6%, is not a bad place to be where we are in the pandemic. But if we had some of these blue states safely reopen their economies, it could be much better.
Well, a lot of the Democrats and those pushing the president to go even further on tax hikes, Congresswoman, have said this is the exact time to push raising taxes because the economy is so strong and it could absorb those body blows. What do you say?
Well, they're going to be taking money from the job creators, which is going to mean fewer jobs for fewer people at lower pay. And this is not what we need to do for the American people. We still have millions of people who are out of work that are desperate to get a job. Here in the state of South Carolina, our unemployment rate's been hovering just over 4%. We have employers that are desperately looking for employees right now, but because the federal government has incentivized unemployment through larger federal unemployment checks, they don't want to go back to work because they're making more money at home. So we've got to incentivize. You could never actually get away with this in the private sector, because in business, we reward hard work and we incentivize hard work.
Congressman, while I have you, if you don't mind switching gears, just to get your thoughts on yesterday's scary incident on the Hill. You were there and spoke out very forcefully after the January 6th storming of the Capitol. So there must have been a sense of eerie deja vu here. Very different, I grant you, but what did you think? What are you thinking now, even when it comes to how guarded the Capitol should be or cordoned off to traffic? It might have to be. What do you think?
Well, the vehicle barriers did work yesterday, and this horrific incident, I was very concerned when it happened. The Capitol went into immediate lockdown, and I was worried about my staff that were in the office and all the staff, everyone working on the Hill yesterday. Is very scary. But these right now, and I think we're seeing it in many places, but this appears to be, and we're learning information every single hour right now, but it appears to be someone who had some mental health issues, was mentally ill, his family and friends worried about him. And, COVID-19 has exacerbated mental health issues in this country. And we really need to focus on those issues so we can prevent these things from happening, get people the help that they need. And one of the reasons that I co-sponsored a letter after January 6th also is making sure that folks on the Hill got mental health counseling, and we didn't exacerbate that issue. But my heart is with the U.S. Capitol Police and the family of those who fell. The gentleman, Billy Adams, the Capitol Police yesterday that passed away. The Capitol Hill Police have had a really tough start to this year, and we need to be supportive of them. I just can't imagine any more tragedy in our U.S. Capitol Hill Police family.
I am wondering whether the Guard troops that are still there, Congresswoman, should remain there. Do you think that should be the case?
I don't think that should be the case. And the fencing, I still believe that the fencing can come down. We have lots of trained Capitol Hill police that are there. The vehicle barrier did work yesterday. Unfortunately, in the United States right now, not only are members of Congress under constant threat, but our Capitol has threats. And I think we can take measures that keep people safe. And we saw that yesterday with the vehicle barrier that was working. We're the freest nation in the world, or supposedly, and we have open borders but a closed Capitol. That doesn't work for the American people when we want to protect our freedoms in this country. The best thing that we can do when there are tough times and there is tragedy is to come together, is to unite, find some common sense measures, learn about how yesterday happened and how we can prevent that in the future. It's not the first time that a vehicle has hit one of those barriers, and that's what they were built for.
You're right. Congresswoman, well put. Thank you for coming in on a Saturday. We do appreciate it. Have a safe and very nice Holy Weekend.